po, good morning sa inyong lahat. Welcome sa ating Wednesday briefing for Asian session. So, to start, allow me to share my screen with you. So, start po tayo sa USD-JPY. Kung atin pong titingnan, ang USD-JPY patuloy pa rin ang kanyang pagbaba because if you look at the longer time frame or higher time frame, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung kanyang pagre-resist dito sa downward sloping na moving average niya. So either you are considering the 50 or the 26-day moving average, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung pagbaba ng USD-JPY. So kahapon sabi natin, 'di ba? We recommended staying on the sidelines because we were expecting na ito ang mangyayari. But sadly, hello. Ay, bakit wala pang sound? Ayan, hello po. May sound na po ba? Hello. Baka sa ano po nila, sa linya po nila, no? Okay. Salamat po. So kahapon, ang ine-expect natin, pa-check na lang po ng ano nyo, sir. Pa-check na lang po, ma'am, ng linya nyo. Baka naka-mute yung sound ninyo or ano po. Baka may kailangan lang kayong pindutin, Ma'am Grace. So yung sa ating Japanese yen, kahapon, we were expecting this na magpa-flag formation siya. Kaya sabi natin, kahit pababa yan, there is a danger that it will break on the upside. So, kung nag-break, ang tinitingnan naman natin kahapon ay ang confirmation ng break nitong trend line na to. So hindi naman siya nag-break. So nothing lost sa ano natin sa Japanese yen kahapon. But today, what we are expecting is sell on rallies to your moving average. So if you are looking at the 4-hour na ano po niya, yan, you can pwede mong abangan ang kanyang pag-akyat or any correction to the 4-hour 26-day moving average, at ang malamang napupuntahan niya is weekend, probably extension ng Fibonacci mo. Yan. So we can probably extend this. Titingnan natin kung saan makakarating yung ano mo, no, yung Fibonacci extension mo. So most likely dito po siya tatama. 103.69 or ito, bago niya tamaan yung 103.69, syempre tatamaan muna niya itong low dito. Bakit iba? Dapat mas malalim itong 103.17 tapos ito. Kasi 103. Sige. 103.17 ang tatamaan muna niya before you can expect it to hit the Fibonacci extensions of 103.06, 102.93, and 102.81. So ang pinaka hopeful na pwede niyang marating ngayong araw is this low here. The previous low of 103.17, and kung makakapag-sell po kayo dito sa pullback na to, any pullback at this level would be a good selling area. Yan, pullback dito. Ano kasi nakikita mo ngayon, medyo lumiliit na or nag-i-slope na yung kanyang paggalaw. Ibig sabihin, it is now due for a correction or a reversal. So malamang we might be looking at a correction. So the correction can happen up to 103.96. For now, kasi yan po yung sinasabi ng moving average niya. So you sell at 103.96, sell on rallies to 4-hour, EMA 26, ano po? Ang target mo is 103.17, ang cut loss mo is 104.13 as dictated by your hourly ATR of 8 pips. You multiply that by 2, so it's 8 point something, kaya po naging 17 pips po yan. Kung wala na pong katanungan, we can now move on sa ating euro. Ang euro naman, kung papansinin ninyo, meron kang trend line na flat dito sa taas niya. Pero dito nag-i-slope, it's sort of parang parang rounding bottom siya, no? Pero yung top niya is flat side pa naman po. So usually, halimbawa, ang ano kasi dito, when you see the price consolidating, usually ang nagbibigay ng buwelo niyan is the 26-day moving average on its way to the breakout. So kung titingnan nyo, papansinin yung maigi ito, kung papansin niyo maigi, you are creating a higher low in preparation for the breakout. Kasi ang ibig lang pong sabihin nito, buyers are willing to buy even at higher prices. Kaya malamang it will break this thing. Pagka na-break po yan, we can either set our buying at this any pullback to the 26-day moving average of 21.36 will be a good buying area. Yan, 21.36 ang target mo is 2,300. Ang cut loss mo is 28 pips para sa 21.08. Ayan po. Bakit po naging 2,300? Saan kinuha yan? Ang 2,300 ay kinuha yan dito. The farthest price action that happened in your relative to your trend line, pagka nagbe-break yan sa trend line mo, yun din yung punta niya. So that is how you gauge yung ating initial price objective, ano po? So kung wala na rin katanungan sa euro, we can now go on sa ating GBP-USD. Ang GBP-USD naman ay paakyat pa rin siya. So yung pag-akyat niya, saan mo siya pwedeng, if you look at kung titingnan mo yung ginagalaw ng presyo ngayon, if you see yung 4 hours mo, no, it may pull back. So any pullback to this area, saan ang pullback na tinitingnan natin? To the 26-day or 20 or 50-day moving average kasi halos magkalapit po sila ngayon. So hindi mo it's pointless na i-distinct magkaroon ng distinction between 26-day and 50-day moving average. So we will just assume na kung halimbawa ngayon yan tumama, you will just put a note here. But once na maghiwalay po sila, buy on 4-hour EMA 26 or 50-day moving average, no? So ngayon it is pegged at 33.50 ang buying mo, and then ang target niya is ito. The target is 35.43 kasi we assume that it is going to maintain its path within your channel. Ito po yung channel ninyo na matagal nang nangyayari sa 4 hours ng GBP-USD. Let's just try to make it So, ganyan po yung itsura ng channel niya ngayon. Ano? So, ang target mo is this one, 35 point, ito na lang kasi ito yung mukhang ka-level niya. So, kung ano man tong high na to, yan po yung pwede niyang puntahan po uli for today. So, 35.39. Ayan, doon po natin nakuha yon. So, kung wala na pong katanungan sa GBP-USD, we can now move on sa ating AUD-USD. Ang AUD-USD naman ay up pa rin siya, no? If you look at the daily. Now, if you go to your shorter time frame, yan. So, we can assume that at this level, either yan. So ito or ito kasi nagko-consolidate din siya ngayon, and we usually what carries the price to the breakout is the 26-day moving average. So any approach to the 26-day moving average will be a good buying opportunity for the Australian dollar. So ang buying po natin is buy on dips to hourly EMA 26. Yan. So ang buying po natin is 75.22 because if you look, it's not hourly, it's 4 hours. Sorry. Yan, 4-hour EMA 26. Ano po? So 75.22, ang target mo is 76. Saan nakuha yung 76 mo? Malamang po yung 76 flat ay nakuha sa, let's see kung meron tayong Ayan. So, dito po sa 15-minute po kasi natin, sa 15-minute chart natin, kung titingnan ninyo, yung iyong pwedeng pagdipan. Because this is a pennant formation, ano? Etong formation na to, this may be a pennant formation. So, ang bias po nito, since it's waving down, ayan, this is a bullish pennant or a bullish flag. You may label it any way you want it. Basta ang importante, alam mo kung paano i-approximate yung price objective pagka nag-breakout. So, pwede po yang pumunta dito. Ito yung kanyang measuring implication. Tapos yung pupuntahan niya pagka nag-breakout po siya, ay syempre, ito din po. Yan, 75.99, ipagpalagay mo ng 76.00. So yan po yung pwede niyang puntahan if you buy at 75.40 because you are using the 15-minute, kaya po we are using the 200 EMA. So 75.40 yung kanyang tapos buy on dip sa 15-minute 200 EMA. Yan po. So ang target mo is 75.100 which is 60 pips away Tapos ang possible loss mo is 22 pips. So yung risk-reward ratio mo medyo 1:3. Mga naglalaro sa ganun, ano po? So sa AUD naman, ay sa gold naman, ang ano natin sa gold, ang basa natin sa gold ngayon ay paakyat pa rin. So ang gold mo is paakyat pa rin if you look at your hourly, any dips to your 26-day moving average, kasi kung nakikita mo, napaka-steep ng movement niya ngayon, no? Itong galaw niya is napaka-tarik ng kanyang pag-akyat. So usually, pagka-steep yung movement ng presyo, nagsusupport yan sa 26-day moving average. Case in point, ito po. I'll just show you. This one is said to be matarik din na galaw, but not as steep as the one it is doing now. But this one is still steep. So if you see, it paid respect to the 26-day moving average. So for a lot of times, ano po? So ganyan din yung ine-expect natin na movement ngayon. More so ngayon kasi matarik yung movement. So we don't just guess kung ang gagamitin nating support ay ito, 26, 50, or 200. It is based on the steepness of the price action, kaya natin sinasabi na dito tayo nagbe-base or dito or dito. So yung ano natin for now, if it any dips to 1846.95 will be a good buying for gold. Yan, tapos ang target mo is 1865. Saan galing yung 1865 mo? Ang 1865 mo ay ito. Kasi intact pa rin. Saan galing ito, itong line na to? Ito ay galing sa itong triangle formation na to, no? So itong triangle formation na to, nung nag-break po siya ng pababa, yan po. Kaya po niya inabot ito. So nung nag-false break siya, nung naabot na niya, ngayon nag-break naman siya ng pagtaas. So what we will now consider also is the other side of the triangle. Yan po. Kaya po 1865 ang target natin sa triangle ngayon. That is based on the triangle formation. Ano po? So kung wala na pong katanungan, I shall now turn your focus to the economic indicators that will be coming out for today. So beginning this afternoon at 3 o'clock, expect the consumer price index na that will move the market, lalong-lalo na ang GBP USD pair. So a high reading ng CPI will mean positive, no? It will be positive for the British pound. But again, take note kung what is dominating the market right now. What issue is dominating the market right now? Ang malaking issue pa rin ngayon is the Brexit. Kasi they haven't come up yet with any agreement with the European Union kung ano ang mangyayari sa kanilang cross-border trade. Kasi po, ang Britain, ang pinakamalaking trading partner niya ay ang European Union. Ayun, so malaking issue po talaga ang Brexit sa kanila ngayon. And then, coming out from Germany, this 4:30 is the manufacturing PMI. Red po, binibigyan po yan ng malaking significance yung manufacturing ng Germany, kasi Germany is basically a manufacturing economy. Unlike other economies in the European Union area na ang kanilang ekonomiya ay consumer-based, consumer-driven, or consumer-driven when we say lalong-lalo na pagka tourist yung kanilang main source of income, So, ang Germany kasi, production or manufacturing ang kanilang main source of income because it is primarily a manufacturing country, much like Japan, much like China. So yan po yung mga ano nila. So manufacturing driven yung economy nila. Kaya malaking bagay sa kanila pagka umaakyat ang kanilang PMI. So normally pagka higher than 50 ang reading ng kanilang PMI, it is bullish for the currency. So yan. So you also have tingnan mo ang sa buong European zone, meron ding lalabas na PMI, no? Bakit December? Preliminary. Yes, so this one is also expected as a market mover, but this time it is below 50. So it is expected na medyo ano pa rin, no, in the doldrums pa rin yung kanilang PMI sa European Union as a whole. So basta po ang titingnan nyo dito, dapat yung lalabas na data, it should be higher. If you are expecting it to be higher than this one, then you trade accordingly. If you have insider information kung ano ang lalabas or more or less, you have gauge kung ano ang lalabas. Kasi itong mga consensus na to, hindi naman po hula-hula yan. So yan ay educated forecast yan ng mga experts. So they didn't just arrive at this, I will set it to 0.2%, will set it to 0.1%. Hindi po. These ones are based from previous factors, from previous data and other factors that may have an impact in the resulting data. So yun po yung kino-consider po nila doon. So for this Wednesday, expect na magkakaroon ng mga market movers hanggang 9:30 ng gabi. Ano po? So pagdating naman ng 10:45 ng gabi, medyo magalaw pa rin ang market because kahit na hindi siya red, tatlo namang magkasunod-sunod yan. So most likely it will also, lalong-lalo na pagka ganitong oras, late na, ano? So yung pagpasara na ang European market or UK market, and the market will try to find a direction. So ang gagawin nila, they will react significantly to news that come out late at night. So yung mga indicators that they will try to find direction based on these indicators. So yun po ang pwedeng gawin ng market for today. So kung wala na pong katanungan, maraming salamat po for joining us and hope to see you all again tomorrow po. But before we go, I just would like to discuss with you yung importance po nung sinasabi kong ATR sa inyo, no? Kasi kung papansinin niyo kahapon, kung nag-trade po kayo kahapon ng British Pound, ang low po na inabot ng British Pound kahapon is, tingnan niyo yung low, 32.79. So 32.7, kung ikaw ay nag-buy dito sa trend line na ito at ikaw ay naglagay ng cut loss mo kasi ang ATR mo dito kahapon was 24.48, no? So kung titingnan niyo yung low ng yung cut loss natin sa British Pound kahapon, ang cut loss mo is 32. Ito ba yun? Yan, 32.71. Pero ang low kahapon is 32.79. So you have 8 pips difference. So 8 langaw ang hindi pumirma kaya hindi tinamaan ang cut loss mo. So kung nag-cut loss ka ng 32.71, buhay ka kasi nag-buy ka ng 32.25, 33.25. So umakyat kahapon ng high ng umakyat siya up to 34.40, 34.69 actually. So that would have yielded you a substantial return on your trade. Ano po? Tapos yung pagka-cut loss mo, hindi ka naman natamaan kasi it was based on ATR. So maganda po talagang gamitin ng ATR sa pagko-compute ng cut loss. Having said that, thank you to all of you, and again, as I always say, prepare your trading plan before you trade and compute for your lot size according to your tolerable risk. So maraming salamat po at magandang araw muli sa inyong lahat, and hope to see you all again tomorrow po.